Namaste. I'm Jill Loftis of Nuit Astrology, and I'm here today just to tell you a little bit about me. So for some of you, a lot of you know me. I used to own a yoga studio here in Southwestern Virginia, and that's how I got started teaching. A long time ago, galaxy far, far away, I attended the Temple of Kriya Yoga program to become a yoga instructor and was just on fire to share the teachings, opened my own business, and ran that business for about 13 years, and then sold it to a dear friend so I could focus on spiritual counseling, astrology, tarot, and what I'm really passionate about right now. So how did I get started in astrology? Well, I have to tell you, I thought astrology was, I didn't think astrology was real. The first time I remember hearing anything about astrology other than just reading, back in the day they had newspapers and every day there'd be a little astrology thing. So I'm a Taurus, I would read about Taurus, whatever. I was working as a legal secretary. I've had many lifetimes in this lifetime, but I was working as a legal secretary in Boston at a pretty high powered firm. A very young woman, 21. And one of the great ladies who I worked with there, she was like telling me that Mercury was retrograde because we were having all these issues with technology, and I was like, oh, right. And so as a joke, anytime anything went wrong for like the next few years, I would say, oh yeah, Mercury's retrograde. I had no idea what I was talking about. I was just mocking astrology basically. And then, of course, as the universe has it, whenever you don't understand something, a lot of times the universe is like, oh, really? Let me help you understand that thing that you thought was silly or ridiculous. And it comes back around. So I have my midlife crisis, take that yoga teacher training, graduate on my 40th birthday, and really dive into yoga. And my lineage requires the study of astrology just because it's a map of your karma. And so, one of the things that kind of really tweaked my heart was reading Autobiography of a Yogi with Paramahansa Yogananda. He talks about astrology and, just really listening to my teachers. One of my great teachers, Goswami Kriyananda, he actually was told to study astrology by his guru, Sri Shelley, and kind of set out to prove that it didn't work, that it wasn't true, so that he could, show his teacher how much he knew, and then realized, whoa, this is real. This is accurate. And astronomy and astrology are different, okay? So don't get confused with that, but you can't really have one without the other, right? It's kind of like there's Christianity and there's mystical Christianity. There's Islam and there's mystical Islam. There's, different layers to different traditions, and there are many, many, many types of astrology. I'll tell you another thing that happened to me, way back before I started studying any of this was I met a person who knew a lot about astrology and used my chart to manipulate me. I didn't really realize it until the one day they were like, well, if you don't do such and such by this date, you won't. And I was like, huh? I thought it was really strange. And it wasn't until later I went and looked back and realized that I had Pluto across the sky from my Venus, and this person was trying to break up my marriage. Very interesting story. Anyways, hot tip, you give somebody your birthday and even the year and the city you're born in, even if they don't have the time, they can gain an enormous amount of knowledge from that. So I would keep that under wraps. Be very cautious who you would give that information to. Of course, no one wants to be, well, some people do. I mean, I just never want to be one of those coy people that's like, guess my age, or I don't want to admit that I'm 54 going on 55, because I am, and that I'm fine with that. But, if your birth data is out there, man, there's a lot of information that you can glean just from the very fundamentals of someone's chart. So a little bit more about me. I am a Taurus sun, I am an Aries moon, and a Libra rising. I have 3 children. They're all grown. The oldest will be 24 soon. My middle will be 22, and my youngest just turned 19. So I live out here in the country with my sweetheart and part-time with his beautiful daughter, who's a lot younger. So back to the carpool line, as I like to say. And I after selling the yoga business, I really have been trying to reinvent myself in a lot of new ways. And I think a lot of us are there. We're there at this cusp of trying to figure things out and where we're going to progress from here. And that's where I am. I'm at a crossroads of life as well. My hobbies are yoga, studying spiritual philosophy, meditation. I love to garden, grow food, grow anything, grow flowers. I really love delicious food and wine, and also I love to travel, and I'm really hopeful that, once the world gets back on track, which actually might be a while, not just pandemic, but other things, that we can return to traveling, and then you'll join me on adventures where we can learn astrology, practice yoga, and build our spiritual community. So anyways, that's just a little bit about me. Tell me about you. Drop a couple comments down there below. I'd love to hear how you found the channel, how you found me. It's just interesting to kind of just weave together a little bit of a virtual community here. Like the video, that always helps the channel to grow. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you've not already. Check out the website, lots of good material there, and follow me on Instagram. That's the only other social that I'm on. All right. Namaste. Nice to meet you. I'll see you next time. Bye.